And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's video, make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. So of course we are still going through the international break right now. Celtic do return this weekend as we take on Motherwell at Celtic Park in the league. Very much looking forward to that game. Mentioned before how boring I find these qualifying games to be. I'm a big fan of international competitions like the World Cup and the Euros, but don't find much enjoyment watching qualifying games or friendlies or the Nation League. So I'm happy that club football is returning. But despite this, there's a lot to go through with regards to Celtic news. We want to go through the AGM meeting as some promises have been made with regards to that. I want to go through a big Luis Palma update again. And I want to go through the massive Celtic and UEFA news as well, which we'll get through towards the end of the video. So let's start with the Luis Palma update. So we mentioned a few days ago, obviously, that he picked up an injury for his international team, Honduras. And at first glance, a lot of Celtic fans were concerned. He, according to his manager for Honduras, he looked like he was in a lot of discomfort after the game. But since then, we said yesterday, we provided an update yesterday that he was obviously all positive, all smiles, as Honduras posted a photo with him and his medical team smiling, looking pretty positive. But despite this, that never gave us a real idea when he would be back and ready to play for Celtic again. We just knew at that point it maybe wasn't as severe as first anticipated. But we do have some massive news that he will be available for this game against Motherwell. So again today, Honduras played Mexico in the semi-final of the CONCACAF Leg 2. Unfortunately, Mexico beat Honduras 2-0 and beat them 4-2 on penalties. But Celtic fans will be happy to hear that Luis Palma did indeed start that game and he was fit. I mean, I was kind of talking about him returning back to Celtic a few days ago and I thought it could be a long-term injury. Then we kind of thought maybe a few weeks after yesterday's update. But the fact he played today is very, very good news for us. And he should definitely be available for his match against Motherwell on Saturday. Obviously, he's in great form so far this season, especially in the league and in domestic competitions. And even in the Champions League, he's played relatively well as well. So this is a massive boost for us going into this match, and hopefully he can help us get 3 points on the weekend. But of course, despite this, he's still not available for the following match against Lazio in Rome because he has 2 yellow cards already in the group stages. But we knew this anyway, regardless if he was fit or not. So no surprises there. So the AGM meeting, which you mentioned a few days ago, obviously the time where shareholders speak to the club board about anything to do with Celtic and certain things going forward for the following months. And today it's been announced that they will invest heavily into the squad in January. So the meeting is taking place right now. It's actually probably underway right now as the time I'm recording this video. It's currently 10 to 2 on Wednesday. It's been started about 11:30 today. But I imagine these meetings go on for some time. But the Daily Record have reported that the club is looking to invest in the squad in the upcoming January transfer window. And Michael Nicholson has insisted this as well, but he didn't mention any actual figures of how much we will invest. This is very, very good news, I think. I think for a lot of people, I think for Brendan Rodgers, he'll be very happy to hear this. Celtic fans will be very happy to hear this because I think a lot of fans and Rodgers himself were less disappointed in the summer with some of the signings that were made. Obviously, we got a lot of new players in through the door, but they lacked first-team quality, and obviously Brendan Rodgers made it very clear that he wasn't too pleased with his current squad because they all seem like project players and there's not enough first-team quality. I mean, if you look around the squad right now and who's come in through the summer, who's actually made a massive impact this season, I can think of one name properly that's made a massive impact, that being Luis Palma, as we mentioned already in this video. Obviously, Milwaukee played a few games at the start of the season and got injured. Legos played a few games for the club as well, being okay. Yang, maybe as well, he's started to come to form a little bit on that right-hand side. But yeah, I think Luis Palma is definitely the standout signing from the summer. And obviously some players we haven't even seen any of, like Kwu and Marco Tilio, as I mentioned yesterday, he wants to get a loan move this January. So overall, I would call the summer transfer business a bit of a disaster in a way, and you know, you could probably see the quality or the lack thereof of quality in the Champions League. I mean, you know, we haven't had a great European season again. Really, it's been pretty poor overall. I mean, domestically we've been fine, but yeah, in Europe we've really struggled. And it's good to see that we will invest heavily in January and hopefully get some more players in through the door that are of first team quality, which is the main thing that we need. So definitely good news there coming out of the AGM meeting. We're still waiting to hear what's happening with the Green Brigade. We did mention that will probably be the main talking points of this meeting. You know, what happens next for the Ultra Group? Where do they go from here? Will their suspension be upheld, or will they be allowed back into the Celtic games? We'll have to wait and see with regards to that. But I'm sure that will all come online very soon. You'll see what will happen, and we will provide you with any updates with regards to that situation. So let's talk about the final story of the video, the one, obviously that is the title, the massive Celtic and UEFA news. We have received another UEFA fine following the Champions League match against Atletico Madrid on October the 25th. This is the third time Celtic have incurred charges from UEFA in the opening 3 group games. The fines total £25,000, the biggest of which being £15,000. And the £15,000 one is for being a proactive message of an offensive nature. And the other fines from the game were blocking of public passageways, which is £6,900, and lighting of fireworks, which is £3,000. So obviously in the grand scheme of things, £25,000 isn't a lot of money to be fined for a club of Celtic stature, but still pretty ridiculous nonetheless. And it actually says in this report here as well, I'll read it out to you now, it says, the larger fine against Celtic could well be related to the display of Palestine flags by thousands of fans at Celtic Park ahead of the game. Now this kind of backs the Green Brigade's argument a little bit in a way, because you know, Celtic were kind of worried about being fined by UEFA due to their antics, and you know, the Green Brigade claim the reason they're banned from games is because of their support of Palestine, and Celtic deny these claims, obviously. But the fact they've possibly been fined from UEFA for that exact reason could well back up the Green Brigade's argument that that is the reason they are banned from games. I don't know, it's all confusing. I don't know, obviously, what you guys make of it, really. Like, £25,000 isn't a lot, but yeah, it's still not ideal to be banned from, to be fined, from UEFA. And we'll still have to wait and see what happens with the Green Brigade going forward. But yeah, £25,000, and not ideal. Atletico Madrid will also fined a little bit as well because of their usage of fireworks, probably £3,000 like we were. And the blockage of passageways as well, £6,900. It is what it is, but not ideal being in UEFA's bad books, but we'll have to see what happens going forward. We'll keep updated with regards to the Green Brigade as well. And what do you guys make of the promises made for the January transfer window? Who do you want in through the door? Let me know down in the comment section below. What positions do we need? Goalkeeper, new striker, backup striker, midfielder? What do you guys need in the January transfer window? Let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.